Hey guys, Angus from Spotted Hog Airsoft here today. A little bit under the weather, so sorry for the scratchiness of my voice in advance, but despite of that, we do have another Airsoft video review today. Now today we're going to be taking a look at this particular piece of tactical gear that I'm currently wearing. This is the Airsoft FSBE, pretty sure I got that right, style Airsoft plate carrier. Now this is available via Airsoft Peak, link down below in the description where you can purchase it for about $70. Now they offered to send it out to me in exchange for a review. I went out right away and tested this in an actual game. That's why you got the sand and dirt and mud stuck on this pouch, particularly here. And I went ahead to see just how much I liked it, any issues I had with it. So real quick, let's get into an overview of this and then hop directly into what I thought. Alright, so as always, let's hop directly into this review and discuss this vest's construction. Now, coming from China, I was a little bit skeptical as this was my first piece of actual tactical gear as far as a vest goes from overseas. And as far as construction goes, it's a little bit different than the other ones I currently own. It's much more stiff and rigid. The cloth feels a little bit more plasticky, and especially if you have this thing sitting a little bit low, it doesn't want to bend. It's very hard to, for you to crouch because it's pinching into you because the cloth doesn't necessarily want to bend. All the Velcro is rather sticky. It holds in place rather well. The buckles themselves that are constructed of plastic feel pretty darn solid. However, one piece here that you can see was certainly rather cheap are these cords that are made of a pretty solid plastic, at least I thought, that actually hold extra adjustable extensions onto the top of those shoulder straps. One already snapped, and that was only in the process of me running it in a single game. Now, as far as stitching goes, it all looks pretty good. There's really no loose threads hanging off. It's not like this is made out of cardboard, and as soon as you get it wet, it's going to disintegrate. But the only thing I could particularly focus on as far as construction goes is the fact that, it's a little bit stiff, and we also have a slight breakage there. Otherwise, though, it's pretty solid. The black coloring looks rather nice. It's not that, icky gray you sometimes get when you order black. It's a pretty solid dark black coloring. Just a little bit of a rigid vest, in my opinion. The shoulder straps are adjustable. In this case, since we lost the extra clip that would allow you a little bit more wiggle room, you just have the Velcro. It's going to obviously be shortened or lengthened depending on how low you want the vest to sit on your person, but the Velcro is pretty sticky and it also allows for a quicker release. In fact, it's kind of a benefit that this thing actually broke because now it truly is much quicker to release. The carrier is also adjustable on the sides there for most sizes. This is definitely something that's going to fit the smaller guys, not the rather large guys out there. I'd say it's maybe adjustable for sizes medium to extra large or something like that. And on the sides, you do have the added security of this nice little buckle. And when that's undone, you can obviously peel it open to reveal Velcro, which you could use to expand or shorten the vest itself to make it tighter on your person. Overall, again, this Velcro is sticky. It's easy to adjust and also easy to drop if you really needed to do it in a game. Now, you do get 3 basic pouches with this plate carrier, including this one shown here. Obviously, that patch isn't included, just so you know. Just put it on there for the video purposes. This will be your admin style pouch. As you can see, you got that whole Velcro panel on the front there, so you can decorate it with any patch or something you wanted to, customize your vest a little bit. You do have this back pocket here for extra storage, as well as a nice little pistol mag or safe flashlight pouch located here that is sealed via Velcro. So overall, the admin pouch is a very simple, typical admin pouch. Use it for some storage purposes as well as a little bit of customization with that Velcro. Next on the pouch list would be the dirtiest one on this particular vest after I used it in that game, and that's kind of your utility pouch. I was surprised. This one's probably the nicest pouch on here. It's the largest one. As you can see, it actually expands out pretty far, and it is sealed via a zipper as opposed to Velcro. You'd simply go ahead, unzip it. We all know how to work a zipper. And as you can see, it's pretty deep, can store quite a bit in here. I especially liked how the elastic inside was a little bit tauter than another vest I've handled where it's very flimsy and things can slip in and out. It's a little bit tauter, therefore you truly can separate a few things inside the pouch itself. So it's pretty spacious in there, and it's actually pretty useful. Moving on over, we come to your triple M4 magazine pouch. Now, this is supposed to be double mag pouches, meaning they can hold 2. However, they're very, very tight pouches, and you can hold 1 M4 magazine per pouch. I was able to wedge 2 into one of them, but that wasn't practical at all because as soon as I went to remove one, they both came out because they were pressed in so tight, they were pretty much stuck together. So if you do choose this vest, you are limited to 1 magazine per pouch, so a total of 3 mags in these pouches. They are sealed via Velcro flap, Simply go ahead and pull upward like so, and obviously you'd store your magazine inward there. A little disappointing they could only hold one, however, you know, just your basic pouch otherwise. Obviously all of those pouches are removable, so you can go ahead and make use of the MOLLE underneath, which can also be found all over the back of the vest for further addition of pouches. This is great. You can go ahead and put, say, some extra utility pouches in the back, maybe a shotgun scabbard or something like that. And also, in addition to the MOLLE, you do have this mock drag handle in the back here. A little bit tight, though, and close to the vest. And you do get some slabs of foam that slide into the plate carrier to simulate real ballistic plates on a real plate carrier. Great for realism if you are into that stuff. They're already inserted in the plate carrier when you do get it. Now, like I said, I used this in a game. In that game, I didn't find anything personally that would make me not want to use the vest. If I had to pick a couple of things to complain about, I'm a player who, you know, goes down, crouches a lot, and in this rigid style vest, it was tight and it was poking me the whole time, and that was a little bit annoying. Of course, that probably might be my fault because I had it cinched so tight and cinched so low that it kind of hit on my belt buckle and got stuck, and, you know, it was a little bit annoying when I tried to bend. Like I said, I did have a couple pouches pop on me out in the field, but none blatantly fell off. As you can see by the mud, I really did put this thing to the test. I was diving, took a couple spills, slamming into trees, slamming into bunkers to get in there into cover, and this thing held up pretty darn well. I was able to access my magazines quickly, reach around to the back, drop them into a dump pouch that was tightly secured to the vest, and was able to go like that. My big disappointment was the fact that I had to run 3 high caps as opposed to my 6 mid caps because the double M4 mag pouches could only hold 1 magazine each. Other than that stuff, really the plate carrier is just a basic plate carrier. It feels pretty darn comfortable and it gets the job done. I was a little bit skeptical when this is my first piece of gear that I bought from overseas, and it seemed to hold up pretty darn well. So overall, I would personally recommend this if you were looking for that black plate carrier, that you wanted that particular style, wanted something, you know, a little bit more expensive but affordable at the same time. This might be a good option. I especially like the rather large utility pouch this thing has. As somebody who runs the games usually, I can pack a whole bunch of tools and props in here. Works pretty well. So overall, this was a nice plate carrier. I will continue to use it despite its few quirks. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for putting up with my voice. Please subscribe.